Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the workshop. We're back on with the Mini Mayfair again today. So, where I left you in the last episode, I hope you enjoyed it. We've got all the rot cut out. We've got that boot floor repair section, which is on the floor there, cut up. Like I said, I'll get going with that off camera. Now we've got the hinge panel. We're at the point where the hinge panel needs to make sure that fits, and then I can slide the new floor underneath, mark off where I want to chop a bit more of the original car out. I'm going to replace the whole lip. You knew I was going to do it. I just wanted to keep the ends basically as datum points to line this panel up with. So before we get cracking, guys, remember to give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please smash that subscribe button. We are so close to 10k, it is unreal. And also, while I've got your attention, please just have a quick look around the channel. If you like more of what you see, Volvos, Minis, various random stuff blocked in there. We had an Outlander the other day, Mitsubishi. There's something for everyone, I think. Please consider becoming a member of the channel. It's really easy, just click and you just donate a little bit every month, and it helps us do all these builds. Just generally just giving back a little bit, which is awesome. And I know many of you have. So that's my spiel over. Let's get into this car. Right, so like I said, I'm playing around with this hinge panel. So this is a really nice heritage panel. You can see I've cut the car and it lines up pretty much. I mean, you can move both these panels about. You got a really nice, it does fit really well. Obviously I have no center point for that hole, but that is okay. This does protrude out a little bit. If you look at most minis, these never are the same. Whichever mini you see, they're never the same. You've got 3 layers, they're all jagged normally. Lines up perfectly with the hole there. With some intergrips and stuff like that. Basically this clamp is so heavy, it's pulling this down, but if you pull it tight, it fits nice. Really good round there again. And again, you buy heritage for this reason. It lines bang up with that little piece that I left at that end. So those of you who are like, just chop the lot out, no, you don't do that. You can't replace it. The best thing to do is just take your time, because that Magnum panel doesn't fit at all. Just as a food for thought, guys, it doesn't fit at all. So, what's next? So I'm going to mark off this heritage panel, make sure I'm happy with the fitment. And then I'm going to slide this panel underneath. So what I've done is I've chopped up this. It's a proper rough cut at the moment. So I've got the lip. So it makes more sense to change the whole lip. It's better to weld to, but don't line it up with this because this is rubbish basically. That's why I've kept the solid parts of the car as some datum points. What we do is, this is in its place. I'm going to mark off, slide that floor under, mark off where I want to cut. Slide that under, and then what I'll do is tack that floor in and then clamp this in such a way that I can get the boot back on, make sure the boot fits still, and then we know that kind of the floor is in its place. But realistically, this can only go in one place because you're kind of governed by the seams here, so I'm not too worried about that. But this is the this is what's going to make this car nice and solid, because if you remember, we had nothing there, it's all gone. The valance is the easy bit at the end, so this is the bit where you need to concentrate and line up. So I'm going to stick you guys on a time lapse, and I'll do my best to bring you as much as I can. Like I say, I'm trying to film as much as I can. Let's get going. So this panel's in with the boot floor repair underneath, and you can just see just how awful that fit is. So obviously this isn't in its home place. This is purely a piece of metal to make up the lip again. Don't worry about these holes whatsoever. Yeah, the floor's a little bit further over. There you go. I can move it back out, and it gets a bit closer, but it's not. It's like half the hole, not even half the hole, really, is it? This side's a bit better. But yeah, so basically I'm just going to use this steel in the middle as purely as a piece of metal. Really, you could have used any old metal, but I thought I'd start with a rough shape. Also, things are always worse than you think, so I thought if I got the whole panel, I can use as much as I want. I think they're only like 18 quid the panel, it's not a lot of money. Right, I'm going to get this boot floor to fit, I think, and then go on the fact that the heritage panel's right, because it looks right, doesn't it? So, right, let's keep going. As long as the boot fits, it's the main thing. Right, welder is on, and that panel is tacked in place. You can see, very loose, but it's kind of in its rough place. People ask me what welding settings I use. This all does depend on what I'm welding. When we did bed frame bracing over there, I whacked it right up. Welding minis, I'm normally between 4 and 5 on there. That's my Y speed, normally 5-ish, sometimes a bit lower, depends. I'll probably knock it down a little bit on this to just keep the heat out as well with them settings kind of like that. So I'll probably knock that back a bit. And then on the power side of things, I literally only have it on the 1. If I'm welding up really hard, heavy duty stuff, I turn it to 2. I've never had to turn it to any more. Everything with a Mini is so thin, and this panel, for one thing. Welding a Heritage one, you're fine, but these Magnum ones are so thin to weld. So yeah, just thought I'd check that out. On my gas, that's how that side of things looks like. So I hope that helps. Right, time lapse, we're gonna get this welded in. It's gonna be a bit over there, but it's so thin, this panel, so do my best to not warp it, but luckily the panel covers it over the top of it. But yeah, fresh steel. I cut the lot out, like I said, and a whole new lip going in now. And I bring you guys back in again. So all of this is ground back kind of roughly. I'm going to go a bit with a flat disc, but you can see just how warped, I don't know if you can pick that up on, how warped it gets. And you saw the bits, the snippets I did film where I was welding a bit there, welding a bit there, welding a bit there, and it still buckles. It's so thin, this new panel. Note to self, I'm just going to make it next time out of better steel. But yeah, here's what it is, it's done now. So just need to grind this back, make sure I'm happy with it. Then I need to make up a few tabs just for the wiring, because I've lost all but one of those. So put a couple more of those in so James can wrap his wiring back up. And then we can start on the back panel. Winner. Right, bring you guys back in a sec. I'm gonna get Hammer and Dolly out. Right, so the boot lid's kind of sat in place. These holes are dead center of these. Obviously I'm gonna actually attach it before final fit and finish, but panel gaps all the way around are lovely. I'm really happy with that. Just need to fit all this back panel a bit more. It kind of needs to come out a bit in the center, but bear in mind this is not a datum point anymore because this panel is so shocking. It will stick out a little bit, but you can just grind that back. The main thing is both, clamps right on it, but the holes at the ends both line up. You can kind of see there. So, and that's all nice and flush. That'll tap in nicely around there. So I think we're in the right ballpark, which is a good thing. So I'm gonna muck around with this back panel a little bit, and then we'll get welding this in. Because once this is in, it's then balanced after that, and then the whole back of the car is solid once again. Winner. Right, so we're getting there, all tacked round. You just see me there with hammer and dolly. Also using these intergrips, which are awesome things. Very much needed when you need to come around here and stuff like that. But yeah, pretty happy with that. So we're kind of at the point now where this isn't going anywhere. The boot lid's fitted, I've tried it a few times. And then we can start doing these plug welds along here. So I'm gonna crack on. Right, excuse the shutter rattling over there, but so the boot lid's held on with just a few bolts, but I am really happy with that. So like I say, it looks a bit low there, but it's only held on with a few bolts. Really happy with that. It is as good as it was. I've got photographs obviously of the car. So it's been seam welded there, very, like you've seen, doing a bit, moving around. Plug welded all the way along there, which is nice. Obviously it would be nice to use spot welder, but yeah, you'd think having a workshop the electricity would be up to scratch, but it's not. Not impressed, but there's not a lot I can do about it, so we just need to push on and stop moaning. So next point of call is just need to repair that closure a little bit, because it seems absolutely pointless cutting that lot out because it's really, really good. And we know that's in the OEM place. But what we will do is we're just going to grab the valance now, and while we're together, we'll have a look, and then we'll see if we can get that fitted. So how I managed to pull it tight, you can see it protrudes a bit. Like I say, this floor panel's rubbish. It only protrudes in like certain areas. It's just not the right pressing. It's in line with all the cutouts for the actual panel, but it's just, yeah, it's not very good. So we'll get all this ground back anyway, but we'll get that bolt out the way. We'll get the valance on and bolted in place, and then you'll know. And then what we do is these with a step drill, just open out the holes for the bumper. Right, so we've got a lovely Heritage panel again. I've just taken the bolt out the centre there that I was using to hold it up. So line it up with the centre one again. And because we've got the closers there, we can push back on them. That lines up perfectly that end. And that is nigh on perfect there, and it's butt up against it. Winner. What's really annoying is that boot floor is just skew width. And it's not how I've cut it, that's just the profile of it. It's so weird. It was exactly the same in the Budget Clubman, so you kind of just have to trim everything back to suit. But obviously before we do any of that, we'll make sure the bumper fits and things like that. But all these little tabs, these cuts in the profile, what I mean by that, you've got these little curves all them line up with the heritage panel. So I'm going to use this heritage panel and this heritage panel to know that we're in for the right thing. So this is going to be the fun bit. I really wanted to spot weld this, just purely because I hate welding upside down, but we're going to have to weld upside down. But at least we've got a nice fresh lip, so it should make our lives a lot easier. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to clean back all of this metal first. So I'm not going to bore you with grinding. We're going to clean all this back, and then we'll get this prepared, get it obviously painted on the inside, just like let's do. Remove your stickers, and then the back of this car can go back together. And this is where life got very crazy. So I left you with James's car with the valance pretty much ready to go on. In that time, I've basically rectified, I feel like I've redone the car, the 89, which is over there, currently having something else rectified on it that I just wasn't happy with, but we'll catch you up later down the line with that. So I'm very excited about the 89, is we've possibly got a very cool collaboration coming up with it. I'm very, very excited. I've just got to work out how the hell I can make it work, but I'm very excited. And if you follow this channel, you've probably come from his channel or vice versa, or their channel, because there's two people on that channel. Awesome. And if we can pull this off, it's going to be epic. I'm really excited. So that's a plus from it. But if you haven't seen the previous video to this, I was involved in the car accident and stuff like that, and it is just absolutely draining dealing with an insurance company. So the valance is sat perfectly in place, so a little bit further on from where we were. It's held in with some nice clamps, and I'm really, really happy with it. It's right up. I've drilled the holes on the underside of this now for some plug welding, because the spot welder doesn't work in here. It trips the electric, which is exciting, isn't it? But everything lines up really nice. So I've just got to drill the holes up there just to put it onto the closer. But yeah, we are really getting somewhere. So we have achieved a lot. We've got the boot floor completely repaired. Off camera, I did all the subframe mounts on there. It's all now covered in dust. And this obviously back panel's in. Main thing is James is really happy with it, because obviously this is not my car. This is James's. It's going to require a bit of filler where the panels blend and stuff like that, but there really isn't a lot I can do with that. That is just purely how the panels are. So just looking at it now, it looks nice. Quite happy with that. And then whoever's doing the paintwork and stuff on it will obviously tidy everything up and make it golden. But I'm quite happy with it. I've never done one of these lower panels before, and it's good, very good. Right, moving forward for this channel, obviously we're going to start videos coming. They're going to slow down a little bit. I try to keep to 2 or 3 a week. I'm going to try and keep to 2 a week, and I'm going to overstretch myself. I've got a lot going on in my life. But the next video will probably be on this car again, or the 89, because we've got all the exterior panels, you know, the opening panels to prep. If you haven't caught up on that, there was a midweek trio last week. The car is now primer. I went in a hole because of everything going on, and I just got on with jobs on that car. The 940 was meant to be coming down here, but again, because the insurance company are absolute, insert a beep probably somewhere here, it's just, yeah, it's not here. So now it's going to a good friend of mine, Japman's, who's buying a lot of the parts off the car, and we're going to strip it there. So there's a long story there, but we're going to try and cover a few videos on it. Me and Japman have spoken about this. It's quite a big moment for it. It's going to Volvo heaven and stuff like that, so yes. Right, so James's car. Like I say, balance in the next episode, guys. Remember to go and check out our sponsors. We've got Minimine. There's a discount code on the screen now. 10% off when you use their eBay shop. Use the discount code, you get 10% off when you spend £15 or more. That massively helps out the channel. I can't tell you enough how much it helps the channel. And obviously it helps you guys out because you get discounted parts to build your minis. Absolute winner. Frost Restoration, again, there's a discount code in the description for your tools, consumables and everything like that. They have gone for a massive revamp, and apparently a lot of stuff's been reduced and stuff on the tooling and stuff like that. So please go check it out. I'm going to go check it out. They're also planning on doing another meet and greet, so I'll update you with that when that time comes. The dates that have been put out, again, I can't actually make, but there will be another meet and greet, which they seem to go down really well. Some really, really nice cars turn up, so go and check that out. And if you haven't done that, please go and subscribe to the channel, because obviously that massively helps us. Eve, the Mini Mayfair is really coming along. Like I say, we're just going to finish the balance now, and then we've got door skins, and then, like I say, the floor panels, they're on their way. They're on their way. We've managed to get them. I think M-Machine had a bit of a backlog. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to go. I'm going to tidy myself up, and I've got someone coming to collect a load of Volvo parts, which is a bit bittersweet, but we just got to move on from this. Also, Pete Mate's helped me out of the car. So I have another daily car. It isn't something I actually planned on buying, to be honest. Obviously, I never wanted anything to happen to my Volvo. I don't know how well this is going to turn out. Drop in the comments what you think I've bought. I don't know. Why do I do these things? Right, catch you later, guys. Thank you very much for watching.